Accounting officers gathered in Juba to discuss priorities in 2025-2026 draft budget preparation ahead of Parliament reopening. Government engaged communities in crime prevention. Ethiopia set to offer pool scholarship to students from Jonglei State. A very good afternoon. This is SSBC News coming to you live in our studio headquarters here in Juba. My name is Mayeriam Yok. Stakeholders have convened in Juba for training program on international human rights, instrument and advocacy. The program organized by the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs in collaboration with the United Nations Mission in South Sudan Human Rights Division brought together members of the National Human Rights Council and representatives from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation to discuss mechanism for promoting human rights. In his opening remark, Justice Minister Dr. Wek Pamer said the country's transitional constitution 2011 as amended provide fundamental right for all. UNMISS Human Rights Officer Elizabeth Highness reaffirmed the commitment to continue providing technical support to the ministry toward achieving international mechanism on protection and promotion of human rights.
The same values are echoed and principles are reflected in Article provision of Chapter 2 of the Constitution, particularly Article 11 and 14, and so forth, articulate the Bill of Rights, which include civil, political, economic, social, and cultural rights. The ministry will recognize the critical role to play, and thus we are committed to the following actions in 2025 to 2026.
UNMISS Human Rights Division is once again privileged to collaborate with you and affirms its commitments to continue providing technical support and assistance to realize the impact of international mechanisms on protection and promotion of human.
The Minister of Agriculture, Food Security, Hossein Abdelbagi Akol, met with the chairperson of the Reconstitute Joint Monitoring and Evaluation Commission, RJMEC Ambassador George Agiri Owino in Juba on Thursday. The meeting focused on progress in implementation of the Revitalize Peace Agreement.
So we met today and discussed a wide range of issues, the issues of peace and security in Sudan, the issue of agriculture and the role that agriculture will play in Sudan, and of course we also wanted to pick his wisdom on a number of issues. As an experienced person, he has played a big role in the peace process, and so I needed to hear from him some of his views. Secondly, also as RJMEC, I also briefed the regional heads of the state of IGAD on the implementation of the peace process, and I'm about to do that soon. So that's why I'm also having conversations with the senior leadership on issues.
Government has embarked on protecting wildlife conservation migration route to ensure safe movement between areas. The Minister of Wildlife Conservation and Tourism, Rizek Zakaria Hassan, met with the Chief Administrator of the Wing Administrative Area, Peter Kozolo Mose, to address the concern of the management of wildlife migration route. In a media briefing, Peter Kozolo said the meeting focused on strengthening relationship between the African Fox Network and Pibor communities.
Share with them the aspects of how to resolve those challenges. And also the second aspect, we share with him about the partnership between the National Ministry and African parks who are on the ground there. They are mandated to act to complement the role of the Ministry on the ground. And that role necessitates them also to cooperate with the communities, because the communities are part and parcel of the conservations. Those few areas we have resolved that we should be address them soon.
African Park in the area, and to see the ways how African Park can operate in Greater Vibor, and to harmonize the activities that we see in Greater Vibor with the minister, to see that African Park is working comfortably with the law of South Sudan. We also discuss how we can try to improve the wildlife conservation service in Greater Vibor and other areas. We also discuss the relationship between the African Park and communities in Greater Vibor, especially Jebel Buma County, where the African Park is based. We also touch things to do with the movement of African Park in the area, because there are some local communities who are a little bit not happy about the movement of African Park to some sensitive areas.
The National Minister of Youth and Sport, Dr. Joseph Geng Akech, met with the Serve the Children Country Director Christopher Nyamadi to discuss a way to promote youth development in the country. The two officials fly to working together to support young people through sport. The meeting also review a mutual relation and cooperation between the ministry and the organization. In a statement, Dr. Geng Akech said plans are underway to renovate Malakal and Wow Stadium and organize inter-state competition aiming at bolstering peace and unity across the country. Serve the Children Country Director Christopher Nyamadi reaffirmed commitment to supporting youth in entrepreneurial skills and sport program to boost peace and unity among young people.
So the meeting was to share, identify ways of working together as a ministry that focuses on youth and young people. We talked about our priorities, especially in sports, youth empowerment by way of skills development, and civic education, so that we have peace and harmony among our people. These are programs that align with the broader vision of Save the Children in terms of its engagement with youth and young people. So we agreed that we will take this discussion forward by way of signing an MOU to identify ways of working and supporting youth and young people across South Sudan.
Who are doing massive things in sports, in entrepreneurship, in culture, and who have a desire to live in peace and in harmony. Save the Children is grateful of the support of the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and we are pleased to be working on an agreement, an MOU, with the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and we look forward to further engagements to support the...
Last of this short break, we shall be right back. Surely stay tuned, don't go away. Welcome back from that short break. You're still watching SSBC News. Accounting officers from various institutes are gathering in Juba to discuss the fiscal year 2025 to 2026 draft budget preparation program to foster economic recovery by achieving democratic transitional microeconomic stability and improving livelihoods in the country. SSBC Afra Makin filed the report.
to improve the country's
مع تقدم إعداد ميزانية 2025-2026 تعد التحديات متعددة تشمل عدم الاستقرار الاقتصادي.
As the 2025-2026 budget preparation progresses, multiple challenges that include economic instability are among critical issues, topping a 3-day program with emphasis on deepening collaborative efforts to improve the country's economy and, most significantly, prioritizing timely payment of salaries.
We do recognize that MDAs, including Minister of Finance, are not able to pay salaries on time, largely because of cash crunch in the bank. We do recognize that. I would like to re-emphasize to my colleagues, the accounting officers, that you are not alone in that. We do recognize that we are working with the Bank of South Sudan, to ensure that we address the challenges that you are facing.
In his remarks at the commencement of this budget program, the Deputy Minister of Finance and Planning, Bej George Anyak, says the primary objective of convening the workshop is to equip accounting officers and technical budget staff with crucial skills and tools necessary to prepare and submit credible and accurate budget approximations to the Finance Ministry, a fundamental step considered to help in shaping the national budget and ensuring alignment with fiscal goals.
The Minister of Finance and Planning is committed to rolling out the budget costing workshop to all MDAs, and this tool decentralized financial planning functions, supports consistency in budgeting and ensures alignment with the three-balance system.
The Director General for Budget and Revenue Policy, Bolyor, has voiced circumstances which led to adjournment of the national budget supposed to be passed on the 1st July 2025. But he expressed the commitment of the team to finalize the 2025-2026 budget process as soon as the Transitional National Legislative Assembly reopens after recess.
As usual, we have delayed a little bit this year. Our budget is supposed to be passed on the 1st of July, which is some days now. This is an endeavor. We are trying our best to be within the Constitution, to meet the requirement of the Constitution, to meet the requirement of Public Financial Management and Accountability Act, but due to some circumstances, unfortunately, it was not as I promised during one of the workshops we had last month, that this year budget is going to be passed as per the law. With that, we will continue to improve on doing the best we could do for our people and for the country we all love dearly.
The Public Financial Management and Institutional Strengthening Projects Acting Manager, Latio Kevin and Paul Gitonga, representing the World Bank Group, both highlighted the importance of promoting accountability, transparency and efficiency in the budget to ensure equal distribution of services in the public institutions.
This workshop is not just a conference exercise, it's a platform which enhances to facilitate dialogue, for consolidate technical capacities and provide a culture of fiscal discipline and strategic budgeting. It aligns closely with the PFM project's broader ambition to modernize budget planning processes, improve expenditure management, and embed accountability to ensure that all the citizens within South Sudan, they achieve equitable distributions in all the resources that they support.
From the World Bank's perspective, we see three areas where effective budget preparation by MDAs is essential. The first one is strategic alignment. Budgets must reflect the government long-term development agenda. That is the National Development Plan, Revitalized National Development Strategy, and so on. So that's the first one. But also, the second area is credibility and realism. MDAs must base their submission on accurate costing, realistic revenue forecast, and clear prioritization. Then the third one is transparency and accountability. A well-prepared budget sets the stage for better oversight, citizen trust, and donor confidence.
Abraham McCann, SSBC News, Juba.
The Inspector General of the Police, General Abraham Manyuat Peter, accompanied by the Assistant Inspector for Human Resource Development, the Director General of the Nationality Passport and Immigration, as well as the Director of Moral Orientation and Public Relations, attended the Triple-T mechanism meeting proceeding organized by the Chinese Embassy. The meeting focused on cooperation and coordination of work as well as the security of the Chinese business people in South Sudan. In his keynote address, Ambassador Mei Ying highlighted the achievement and China's contribution to the government and the people of South Sudan, calling for protection of the Chinese citizens and their businesses in South Sudan. Police Chief General Abraham Manyuat Peter commended China for its continued support to the people of South Sudan, adding that the police and the other security apparatus remain committed to ensure safety of Chinese nationals.
It would be highly appreciated if South Sudanese government institutions could offer more support and assistance in the following aspects. 1. To achieve precise communication of policy alignment, please actively conduct policy advocacy and interpretation for Chinese citizens in South Sudan and keep policies and laws as sustainable and transparent as possible. 2. To ensure all-round protection for Chinese citizens and enterprises, please take effective measures, safeguard their safety and legitimate rights, create a friendly environment for the investment and business of Chinese enterprises, and provide preferential policy support for these enterprises. 3. To accomplish an efficient upgrade of emergency response capacity, please keep smooth contact with all parties at the meeting. Attach importance to information sharing in case of emergency and deliver a timely consular notice to the Chinese Embassy any cases involving Chinese citizens.
On behalf of South Sudan National Police Service, to recognize good diplomatic relationship between the two countries, as well as acknowledging the role it played in production of oil, provision of essential infrastructures such as hospital, humanitarian assistance, and capacity building of South Sudan. The National Police Service in process of uplifting their professional skills for quality service delivery to our community. The protection of Chinese investment and business enterprises is the sole responsibility of the government of the Republic of South Sudan through law enforcement and security agencies. In addition, this shall also be facilitated.
The Criminal Investigation Department, CID, has apprehended 4 out of 8 suspected individuals involved in the gang rape of the 19-year-old girl in Kumba Charkad on 19 of this month. The incident came to light after one of the perpetrators voluntarily posted footage of the crime on the Facebook, prompting swift investigative action as the victim are initially not disclosed the incident to her parents. Police spokesperson Major General James Monday Enoch confirmed that the case is currently being handled at the Kumba police station, where report ongoing to arrest the remaining 4 suspects. The police spokesperson urged the general public to cooperate with law enforcement by reporting any suspected criminal activities in their respective areas to the nearest police station. General Enoch also stated that the suspect will be brought before the court of law and committed that the victim is currently receiving medical attention in Juba Hospital.
Major General James Mandenoka, spokesman of South Sudan National Police Service. I am making this statement in the general headquarters of CID and crime prevention here at Aisinima, Juba, South Sudan. The general security situation, according to police report in the country, is relatively calm and stable. However, there are few criminal instances which occur in some few states, and the police take action. Among these instances, which happened is a rape case which took place in Rajaf Payam, Juba County, Central Equatoria State. On 19th June 2025, at around 5 p.m., a girl of 19 years old was raped by 8 suspected criminals in an unknown location in Shirkat Gumba, near Kodoru stream. They took this girl there by force to an empty room and raped her there for a number of hours. After finishing their criminal act, they released the girl. The girl returned home and did not report the incident to her parents. Fortunately or unfortunately, yesterday, Wednesday, 2025 June, one of the suspects released a video of their activity in the social media. This video has been very unfortunate and very disturbing, and is of great concern. People began to identify the girl, and through scrutiny, she was known to be a girl from a known family. So the people report the case to the family, and the parents opened a case in Gumba police station. And the police started thorough investigation. A support force was sent by AIGP for CID and crimes, Lieutenant General Kongnum. He sent the additional force to Gumba to support the police there in apprehending these criminals. The operation has been very successful, whereby 4 suspects among the 8 have been arrested, and they are here now in the police custody. They've confessed. They've said that yes, indeed, they are the one who committed that offense, with their colleagues who are not yet apprehended. The police investigation is in progress, and after the completion of the investigation, the suspects will be presented before the court of law to face justice. Well, the victim has been taken to the hospital to receive medical treatment. The Honorable Inspector General of Police, General Abraham Manuel Peter, congratulated the police of Gumba and CID for promptly arresting these criminals. The IGP directed that the remaining criminals must immediately be arrested and to face the same fate with their colleagues. South Sudan National Police Service is committed to its mandate to prevent and combat crimes, to protect life and property, to enforce and uphold the law. South Sudan National Police Service is appealing to the public to cooperate with the police and other security organs in preventing and combating crimes. What is expected from the public is to cooperate with the police and other security organs by giving information relating to the criminal activities and to the criminals. As the rest of the 4 of the criminals are still at large, we ask the public to cooperate with the police in Gumbo to apprehend these criminals. Finally, I want to assure the public that the security situation is...
Governor Rabi Majong Emmanuel outlined his administration's key policy priorities aimed at enhancing governance and promoting social and economic development in Central Equatoria State. Speaking during a meeting on Thursday, Governor Majong underscored peace, security, unity, transparency, and accountability as strong pillars for governance to creating a trust between the government and the citizen in ensuring service delivery. Speaking to the press, Acting Information Minister Jacob Alingo Lolado outlined a major directive from the governor to hold government officials to abstain from the corruption, noting that corruption practice will not be tolerated. The key policy includes strengthening the relief of rehabilitation institution to respond to any crisis and disaster, and reaffirm commitment to working closely with both national and international investors to revive the state's economic.
The governor of Central Equatoria State held an interactive meeting with the cabinet of Central Equatoria State. During the interaction, the governor was able to outline his key policy priorities as he assumed his position as the governor of Central Equatoria State. Top on these priorities are the issue of peace, security, and unity in Central Equatoria State. The governor explained to the cabinet his priorities in solving issues of peace and stability in the state, and the issue of unity among the people and the government of Central Equatoria State. He also outlined the issue of social economic development, where he reiterated
the national legislative, in partnership with the United Nations Development Program, roll out the 3-day capacity building program for legislators in northern Baragazal State. The program aided strengthening the capacity of the lawmakers in budget preparation for effective public financial management. Speaking at the opening of the program, Governor Simon Ober Mahood urged the participants to implement and utilize skills and knowledge acquired to enhance their understanding and ensure improved public financial management. Ahead of the Standing Specialized Committee on Finance and Planning at the National Legislative Assembly, Garkos Watt underlined the committee is mandated in strengthening the State Legislative Assembly to understand budget execution and resource allocation, among others issues. The Speaker of the Northern Barkazal State Legislative Assembly, Achul William, expressed gratitude to the National Legislature for organizing the program, describing it as crucial in fostering transparency and accountability.
We want to put whatever knowledge that we will gain from this workshop, because we are approaching July and we are supposed to start our fiscal year. And up to now, we still don't have a budget placed. So with this workshop, I know some of the things, some of the difficulties will be addressed and will be guided by this gifted team that came from Cuba.
It is a great things that have done us, because since we came here in 2022, we have not conducted any training on financial law, especially budget process in the assembly. We are really appreciate this coming workshop we are in, and I hope that we are going to benefit from it, and it is going to help us, the knowledge that we are going to get here.
We are here budget making process, oversight role, the state legislative assembly, working relation between the Minister of Finance and the state. We are here, Ramadan is 3 days workshop with the assistance of our partners, UNDP and daily consultancy. We are happy to be in Ramadan state.
In a significant stride for educational advancement, Jonglei State Governor Dr. Yegai Kok signed a memorandum of understanding with the Ethiopian Defer University Ethiopia at the State Coordination Office in Juba on Thursday. The MOU granted 100 full scholarship annual for a student in Jonglei State. Speaking at the ceremony, Dr. Yegai Kok emphasized intellectual empowerment as fundamental pillar for development, adding that the MOU would address financial difficulties facing undergraduate and postgraduate students pursuing higher education. The Vice President for Academic and Research Affairs at Debar Taber University, Dr. Mapera Tapashi Zelaski, commends Governor Dr. Kok for his vision leadership in prioritizing education in Jonglei State.
And today we have concluded our discussion by agreeing on offering 100 positions in Debre Tabor University for the sons and daughters of Jonglei State. We have completed Senior 4. This is a historic agreement, MOU, and to us we have known the depths of relationship between our two people, the people of Ethiopia, the people of South Sudan. They have been living as one people in two countries, and we all know the role played by successive Ethiopian governments in supporting the cause of South Sudan until when we attain our independence. We are grateful to Ethiopia and to the people of Ethiopia. And
today we have signed this historical signing of memorandum of understanding to collaborate in education, particularly then research and community development further. So we are sure that we will work strongly for the fruitful achievement of this memorandum of understanding. I hope and we hope we will make it different in terms of.
Over 50 community members in Yambio have completed training in community policing, aimed at boosting a local security and enhanced collaboration between civilians and organized forces. The initiatives, jointly organized by the government of Western Equatoria State and the United Nations Mission in South Sudan, equip the law enforcement with skill to foster positive relation and collaboration with the community. In his opening remark, the acting governor, Daniel Bandabo Rambazi, commends community members for actively participating in crime prevention. The State Minister of Local Government and Law Enforcement, Sabreno Morris, say the training marked a significant step toward serve communities through collective action and continued cooperation among government and local leaders and the citizen. UNMISS representative Emmanuel Doku Diana say the workshop focused on strengthening early warning system and improving response to threats.
We cannot have the peace if we don't involve the communities, because we remain women win among the community. Salatin Barov Mahalmon because there is no chief or headman who will not know the Muliaja Fila Bedai behave. de mun ya ja fila bita fi zaman de munu bed bita fi bede nas munu fo unas al gadin fi bede de nas munu shikil bito mun kef the community will know even shabab bita ila umo na fu system baarfu mujrimi de nas munu
وعايزين ده sample بتاع ناس شغالين العام في ناس كتير لكن في يوم تاني كمان يجيبوا ناس سجون وباقي ناس لكن ده يجيبوا بوليس مع سلاطين مع شباب مع نسوان وناس الكي اوبينيتس عشان نقدم لهم كلام بتاع سلام نشتغل كيف بعدين برضه كبير بتاعه بيكون في الناس اللي ما فكروا بيعملوا بس عملوا سلاطين وبوليس لكن it's a continuous process بتاع سلام وكما بينجد ناس كله بعدين.
The working relationship between the organized forces that were deployed and the community policing members on behalf of the community has played a key role in stabilizing the situation in terms of getting information of crime or some early warning information.
The Deputy Governor of Afnal State, Deng Jok Angok, calls on journalists to promote peace and unity among citizens by enhancing accuracy and impartiality in reporting. The Deputy Governor stated this during opening of the training program to enhance journalists' capacity in promoting peace and unity organized by United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization UNESCO and the Japan International Development Agency JICA. The State Information Minister Peter Nyamwajo said the program aimed at strengthening the capacity of journalists to disseminate peace among the state communities. UNESCO media officer Darin Lubax emphasized the organization's interest in supporting media development program.
وده كله تحديات الدولية لازم تكون الولاية فأنا داير أوصيكم نبقى الدعاء بتاع السلام ورسالة بتاعت كل رسالة بتاع السلام أنا داير أقوم تكونوا الدعاء بتاع الرسائل يرسل الصوت بتاع المحبة بين المجتمع بتاعنا.
I would like to thank UNESCO for initiating this workshop. I have been following the project since I resumed the office. We'll also join you, and I want to assure you that we, the government of Ghana, said we will cooperate with you. We are very committed for the SSBC radio in Malakal to be open back.
That our coming to Malakal is a study that we are launching and kicking off a project that was funded by the government of Japan through JICA. So we should be grateful also to them, to the government of Japan and JICA, that they are making this possible support to SSBC Malakal. Part of this project, our emphasis will be on upgrading or renovating the old studios for the radio. We'll also be providing.
A young South Sudanese has captured the attention of the United States of America National Basketball Association. NBA Kamal Maloj, playing for the Austin Rockets, is rated among the top 10 out of 59 best basketball players for the NBA draft. Profiles playing Kamal is ranked the 10th best player in the Austin Rockets. He is one of the most permanent players on the national team, securing unparalleled achievement during his participation in the Paris Olympic 2024. SSBC Dorwaldo report.
Senegal and Duke University.
South Sudan shines brilliantly in the global sports arena through its talented players enlisted in international clubs. Basketball player Kaman Malwach is making new history in his era as the youngest player. The United States National Basketball Association has elected among the top 10 players in the original list of 59 professional players. Kaman Malwach has also contributed contributing immensely in the national team at the Paris Olympics 2024. In collaboration with his teammates, Malwach has propelled the country to competing in the African Cup of Nations in Angola in August 2025. This young talented South Sudanese is also in the limelight in his club Dukes in the United States of America, an achievement which has earned him a place in the American Professional Basketball Academy. He is now the highest rated player in the NBA Academy Africa and the Basketball African League ever, making new history when the Houston Rockets selected him the 10th to be traded to the Phoenix clubs. Malwach delightedly registered certification with what he has achieved in his football career before becoming a world-class professional player and South Sudan's source of pride.
Seen in years walk down that aisle, and it wasn't those two players that intimidated him. It was that seeing his mom in the stands here, and truly one of the great stories of this year's draft.
He told Armonica McNutt yesterday, Bobby, that his parents are at home and he thinks that they'll stay up a little bit past their bedtime to watch their son have this moment with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver.
That sport is to bring us to the end of our afternoon news bulletin. On behalf of the technical team, I am Miriam Yok. Stay tuned for the rest of the program coming up next. Bye-bye for now.